What's up, gamers? I'm here with my boy Peevish.
Hello.
That I've kidnapped to help me make this video, and we're gonna show you guys how to make sushi for very cheap in college. And you know, I'm not appropriating any cultures because I have my Japanese friend here with me.
I'm Chinese.
Shut the fuck up! Did I say you could speak? No, shut up, for real. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna show you how I make sushi in college. I definitely know it's like not the most culturally appropriate. Shut up. Like best way to make sushi, but it's good. It's good. It's gonna be good. So Peevish, what do we need to make sushi? Why don't you show us real quick?
Seaweed.
Yes.
Salmon.
Yes.
Pepper.
No, we don't. That's just on my table. We don't actually need that to make sushi. Yeah. Okay. And then that's also just like throw all that shit. We don't need that. okay, stop throwing my stuff. Okay, what else do we need, Carl? What else do we need?
Rice vinegar.
Yeah, what kind of rice vinegar, Carl?
Rice wine vinegar. Oh,
seasoned rice vinegar. That's very important. If you can make it, if you have regular rice vinegar, you just have to add some sugar. Yeah.
Seasoned.
And what else is that?
It's rice.
And what kind of rice? What kind of rice?
It's short grain white rice.
Short grain, very, very important. I'll put a list of all that stuff up on. I'll put a list of all that stuff on the video. You'll be able to see that right now. But those are all the things that you'll need to make sushi.
How do we make sushi?
Okay, so the first step one is going to be to make your rice. So I'm going for 1.5 cups of rice here. I think we have like 0.7 pounds of fish. But you can kind of, it's usually better to have more rice than less. So I tend to kind of overestimate the amount of rice. So I'm going for 1.5 cups. And I do 1.5 water to rice. So 1.5 cups of rice, like, oh wait, I said that wrong. Okay, let's restart, okay? And I go for 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups water ratio. So that's 1 cup, and there you go, there's 1.5 cups. So it's very important, one, that you use short grain rice. That's gonna enable your rice to stick together like we want for sushi. And the second important thing we gotta remember is you have to wash the rice. That's gonna make all the excess starches come out of that rice, and it's gonna make it nice and sticky and yummy, just like we want in sushi, right? Right, so to wash your rice, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add some water to your pot, you're gonna swirl it around, and then you're gonna dump it off like this very slowly and carefully, so you don't lose all your rice. And once again, that's just to remove the excess starches. When you're washing your rice, you wanna swirl it really gently, just like you're washing a baby.
Dingus, what do you mean a baby?
Carl, when a mother and father love each other very much. So whenever the rice water is looking really clear like this, whenever you can't really see the white starches, like going out and the water coming out is pretty clear, that means you're pretty much done. You've gotten all the excess starches out, so your rice is gonna stay together. This is pretty good. All right, so whenever I'm determining the water to rice ratio, like it's kind of, I think most correct to do 1 to 1, but I can't really trust that. So I'm gonna go 2 cups of water into my rice like that, and then just like a little bit extra, just for like posterity's sake. And that should get me really good, nice sticky rice. Okay, so into the rice cooker we're going. I recommend doing this in a rice cooker. You can also just cook the rice on the stovetop. I generally do it for like 20 minutes, or I guess 18 minutes if I'm doing it on the stovetop. I'm doing it in a rice cooker, so it's really easy. I just press that button and it'll do it all for me automatically. So we'll come back in 20 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. Alrighty, so let's take a look at our handiwork here. Very nice, very epic. It's a little moist, but I mean, I knew I was going in. I put a little extra water, but it should be fine. It shouldn't make too bad sushi. So yeah, I'm gonna give this like 5 minutes to cool down because it's still kind of hot, and then I'll show you how to season it. Okay. Well, that didn't get recorded. Okay. So here I'm going to season the rice now because it's cooled down enough. So people will tell you to put a certain amount. I tend to just like kind of put it in and then just sort of like taste it later to just kind of see what it tastes like. So that was probably about a tablespoon or 2. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more for all this rice. And you kind of want to just fold it in. You don't want to be too aggressive with the mixing. You don't want to like mush up all your grains of rice.
Zooming in so much.
Wait, because you're pressing the button. Oh. Here you go. So yeah, and then you're just gonna use your like rice spatula to kind of fold it in. If you don't have a rice spatula, then you're broke and you shouldn't be making sushi. No, I'm kidding. Just use whatever you have on hand. You can use like a regular cooking spatula or like a big spoon or something. It's not super fancy. So now I'm gonna taste it and see if I like it. If it tastes good, then that'll be good. Basically, you want it to be kind of sweet, but like not like super sharp, like vinegary. So you tend to add like a little bit and then taste it, a little bit and then taste it, and so forth. Oh. Oh. That's good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We can move on to the next stage. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to remove the skin off this fillet of salmon. But firstly, I wanna make a warning here. If you're using salmon, you should freeze it first or make sure it's been frozen. That will eliminate all like pesticides in salmon. Salmon is a river fish and it can have pesticides, or not pesticides, what I'm saying, it can have like parasites in it. So by freezing it, you kill most of the parasites and make it safe to eat. So you wanna make sure your stuff is frozen. Okay, so I'm about to take the skin off this fillet, but first, wait a second, Carl. Wouldn't you say this 4-inch fillet is much too long of a fillet? Don't you think like a nice 2-inch fillet would be a lot easier? Isn't that better, a nice 2-inch fillet?
Bro, is this even about the fillet?
Yes. No, but for real, it's actually easier if you cut a fillet like this in half to take the skin off. It's not like super traditional, but I like to do this because it's easier to remove the skin without losing all the salmon. Particularly because I only have a 6-inch knife, and if I had like a longer knife, like a fillet knife, it would be easier, but this is not really an optimal knife. Another pro tip, it also really helps if you have your knife sharpened. I just sharpened my knife like right before filming this, but if you have not done so, you might want to sharpen your own knife. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm not making this cut very clean at all, but that's fine. All right, so what you wanna do with the fillet here is you wanna kind of cut it down to the skin, and then just sort of like follow the skin along, starting at one end, just kind of like this, and you kind of work your way up the fillet. Let's see, yes, that's pretty good there. And then you just kind of keep it going, and at some point I'll be able to flip it up. About worked this off. Is it filming? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I've about worked this off. So there we go. Let's see how I did. Yeah, again, did pretty good. I didn't waste a whole lot of meat. That's pretty good. Got a few scales on that. I'll have to clean it up, but yeah, pretty good, eh? So depending on what you want to make, what I tend to do, I like sashimi a lot. So there's this nice little fillet kind of along the back. I don't know if you can see, but so there's generally like 2 parts of the fillet. There's like the bottom half, and then this will be the top of your fish right here. If you can see, Carl, if you can come around here and get it from above. So you can see there's like this little different bit of like meat going like that. That's like gonna be the most tender meat on the whole fish. So I tend to like to use this for sashimi. So how what you do is you just kind of come down and you can sort of just cut that bit off. And I will just sort of cut that vertically into sashimi, so I can do that right now and show you how I do that. So generally I'll go for about 1/2-inch little wedges, or actually that's probably 1/3 inch, a little bit shorter. And I'm used to doing this with a bit bigger fillet, so it looks a little better, a little bit more appetizing, but yeah, that's what I do, so. Yes, I'm gonna put my sashimi right here on the serving plate, and that can just sort of be, you can just sort of eat that one by one. So next I'm coming up to the next kind of part of my fish here that I like to process. So if you sort of come here, you can zoom in kind of lower, Carl. So you can kind of see, this gives a really nice appetizing like look. This slice, I tend to use this for my nigiri and overlay it over top of my rice. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But how you wanna do that is you just wanna come here, and very gently, you want to be careful not to mash up your fish and turn it into a paste. You're just going to kind of work it off like that. Actually, that's a bit thick. The first one always is a little bit. And then you're just kind of going to work it down. And as your fish gets thinner, you can kind of go more at an angle to keep it, like I'd say the appropriate length or whatever. So yeah, we can kind of keep going with it here. And again, this is how I make it. I'm sure like a lot of traditional sushi makers are like rolling over in their graves or whatever. Right, so if you want to make a roll, how I tend to go about doing the rolls is I'll just sort of take a big chunk out of this like fatty middle part, or it's not fatty, but the big middle part. I'll just sort of cut a piece about the desired thickness, and then I'll just cut that in half. So you can sort of see how big that is in relation to my fingers. And then I'll just sort of, I'll cut those in half and lay them into a roll. You'll see in just a second here. Yeah, but I tend to do this for the stuff kind of in the middle of the roll that just, I find it tends to be a bit tougher. So that's why I use that, I'd say sort of the messy looking pieces more in the rolls. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my rice. It's still a little warm. Hopefully it doesn't burn my hands. Yeah, it's fine, it's not too hot. And then I'm gonna set this on the table and we'll go ahead and get started with our roll. And I'll show you guys how to do that. So pro gamer tip, before you do the roll, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get a bowl of water because this rice is gonna be sticky. If you don't get a bowl of water to douse your fingers in, you're gonna get rice all over your hands and it's gonna be a nightmare. So just get like a little bowl of water. You can kind of douse your hands and your fingers in it like that. And we're gonna go pick up our rice. So I tend to get a little dabble. It depends on how big I wanna make my nigiri, but I'll get it kind of about that big. You can kind of douse your finger again, get it wrapped like that, right? So the real like appropriate way to sort of do it is to sort of like, you kind of do like this and like that and sort of douse it into like that crease of your finger, like this. Really press it kind of together, get that nice like little nigiri type package shape like this. And then I know they like flip it over to like kind of remove the creases. But you just kind of package it like this. I got a little bit of rice stuck to my finger, but I think I did a pretty good job there. And then, yeah, then let me see, I think you flip it. Fuck, I don't know how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I do it, right? This is just like a couple college kids screwing around, so that's fine. Then generally what I'll do is I'll kind of select a adequately sized little piece of fish right here. You kind of stick it, and if you got your fish thin enough, it'll kind of like fold over your rice just like that. I think I did a pretty good job with that. And then you can kind of just put it on your plate if you want it to like look good. I think that looks pretty good, don't you think? Don't you think, Carl?
It's yum.
Yeah, I think it looked kind of yum. Carl, here, wait. You know what? I'll let you have the first piece.
You gonna film me eating it?
Yeah. Here, flip the camera around. Flip the camera around.
How?
You can you could grab this and just twist it. Yeah, and then flip it to yourself. Here you go. So now let's see. Let's see. We don't have any soy sauce for it, but let's see. How was it, Carl? Pretty good. Let's
Very
go. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make a little roll here. I showed you how to make the nigiri, or at least this is how I do it. I'm not really an expert right now. This is just me screwing around. So you're going to get your rice and you're going to kind of press it onto your nori or your seaweed sheet here, right? Now, I know there's like a set like side you're supposed to like stick the rice on, either the smooth or the rough side of your paper. I don't really care. I don't think it really matters that much. Just stick it on whatever side. You know, I'm just doing this at home and it tastes good to me either way. So it's like, you know, you can get really worked up over the details, but I think it tastes good either way. So yeah. And you want to just kind of be gentle about it. Just kind of press your rice on and kind of smooth it out to the edges. Don't press too hard. If you're tearing your nori or you're doing other things, you're probably pressing too hard. I need some more water on my fingers here because I'm getting a little sticky. And yeah, you want to be able to see the nori through the rice. Yeah, so I kind of committed a gamer sin here. I forgot to put my nori on the roller. So I've done that now. I didn't do that from the beginning. You're supposed to do that from the beginning, so I've kind of committed a sin. I'm sure all the traditionalists out there they're like screaming at me like, ah! Carl, I don't think we're recording. Are we recording?
We're recording.
No, we're not. The light's not on.
It says rec.
Wait, what? Oh, we are recording. Dang it. Okay, I'm an idiot. So what you want to do is you want to spread rice out to about, 7/8 of your sheet, like I've done here. You want to keep this side a bit cleaner. That's going to make your roll a little nicer. Carl, I feel like we're rolling a blunt. We're rolling up a nice little blunt here. Dude, we just got demonetized. How does that feel? Not that we were going to make any money off this video anyways.
I feel like
we just got demonetized.
There's a lot of space for extra vinegar in there and for spices.
Extra vinegar? What? Oh,
and
like that extra, that 27 blend, the blend of 27 secret herbs and spices. We can make it 28, Carl, with an extra herb. A little bit of extra herb, eh?
Yes, a little extra.
Yeah, so now I've like kind of spread my filling out. You can put some avocado or something else in here. Oh, by the way, I cut my sheet in half. You don't have to do that. It just makes it a little cleaner. But I went ahead and did that off camera. So yeah, actually I'm gonna slide this down to the edge. Use both hands for this so I don't tear my sheet. And you don't have to put raw fish in. That's just what I like. So you can put anything in. You can put fried chicken in it if you want. I don't care, whatever you like. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're kind of gonna fold that over, hold the fish, and sort of use your roller to sort of crimp it, just like that. You're just gonna kind of keep folding it over and keep like pressing it. You wanna put a decent bit of pressure on your sheet itself so it kind of sticks like this, right? And so you can see that nice little like clean edge that we didn't make with rice. That's gonna form a nice like seal, and it'll just come around and make it be a bit prettier, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Fold that over, put a bit of pressure down. Let's see, and then I'll do that again. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's pretty good. I'm gonna, I think that's fine. Yeah, okay, so I think that's pretty good as far as like the roll goes. I'm gonna transfer this back over to the cutting board. But as you can see, we've got a nice fat one here. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this is another tricky part you wanna sort of be prepared for. I dip my knife in water to reduce the friction of the edge a little bit. And you really wanna just very little pressure. If you do a lot of pressure with the knife or with your hand that you're holding the roll with, you're gonna like squish your roll and it's gonna be completely gross. Actually, I'm gonna flip it over to that side where you can't see the crease. Yeah, that's fine. And you wanna sort of saw a little bit, get it started. As you can see, I've kind of broken the nori, and then these kind of nice long strokes with just constant, steady, even pressure. And as you can see there, we got a nice little roll. I don't know if you can see that, there you go. I'm just gonna kind of set that on the plate and I'm gonna keep going. I know the proper way is like cut the roll in half and then cut it in like 6. That's a little more efficient, but I'm not like a purist or whatever. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it one at a time because I think it makes it look a little cleaner. There we go. So as you can see, I've finished cutting up our maki roll here. It's very nice. We've gotten, I guess we've got 9 little rolls here. I think it's supposed to go into like 6 or 8 or something, but I don't really care. It's pretty good. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna make a few more nigiri here, and then me and Carl will have a little session eating this stuff, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, so yeah, I'll see you in a sec. Hello. So me and Carl, we just finished making it. You want to pour out the soy sauce? Yeah. So we just finished making the sushi. Very epic, Carl. Very epic. And we're gonna go for a little dunk. So that's probably good. Yeah. I'm gonna take this piece of nigiri right here. Carl, you wanna grab one?
I think I will.
Yeah, I think we shall. Go for a little dunk, little dip.
A little dunk for a dip.
Little cheeky dunk.
Hey, you guys have garbage bags?
Oh, fine. Yeah, we do under the sink. He doesn't know he's getting more raw meat tonight. Oh. I'm kidding. But yeah, pretty good. So that's how I make sushi at my dorm. I know a lot of traditionalists are probably gawking right now, but it's very good. 2 things. If you decide to do this, do so at your own risk. It's raw food, so you can get poisoned, and that's not good. Additionally, make sure you get sushi grade salmon, or if it's not sushi grade, make sure to freeze it so it's we take care of all the parasites. And yeah, we'll see you around. Right?
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
That's the last of them.
Okay, give him here.
Wait, what are you doing with that tray?
I'm gonna go stick these in the oven. Every single Asian cell in Carl's body revolts against what he's seeing. He can't contain himself.